Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa podcast. If you are new to our channel, subscribe, drop this video a like and get involved in the comment section down below. We are so close to 10,000 subscribers, so if you can subscribe, it'll mean the world to myself. Drop the video a like, pushes it out onto the YouTube algorithm, and comment your thoughts below. The comment section goes off like a fan forum every single time, and we've built a really nice community vibe in there as well. So the beanie hats went on sale for 5.5 hours and sold out, which was absolutely mental. So if you did purchase one, thank you very, very much. And the Football Content Awards, we didn't win, unfortunately, but it was just great to be surrounded by so many good content creators. And we'll be back next year to win the award. So when we do get to 10K, we've got some brand new concepts coming as well. So, your support is absolutely massive. Unai Emery has won the Coach Career Award for Globe Soccer, which is a fantastic achievement for himself, and just shows, and it's a testament to himself of how good of a coach Unai Emery is. So it's just absolutely fantastic. And if you look at his record here, 800 matches plus, and he's got a 53% win percentage with majority of the teams. You've got Valencia, Seville, PSG, Arsenal, Villarreal, and now Aston Villa so far as well. So it's absolutely brilliant, and I still can't believe that we've got Unai Emery as our manager, because he's just an absolute elite coach and he's phenomenal. So what I want to do on this episode is have a look at his tactics, his formations, some of the areas in which I feel like personnel wise we might want to improve on. So I'm going to share the screen with you now. And have a look at what we've got going on and what sort of systems we've been playing, and some of the key points to take out of the first 3 games. So without the football, so when Aston Villa are defending at the minute, we're playing with a generic 4-4-2 formation. So if everyone has played football, the general generic 4-4-2 generally looks something similar to this. So when we don't have the football, we're really pressing with a 4-4-2. What that is enabling us to do is when the ball is on this area here, for example, we're enabling ourselves to press and shift our shape over here like this and really box the opposition in. And what we're seeing is what we saw for the goal that Danny Ings scored his second one against Brighton, was that once we've shifted and boxed the opposition in, we was able to nick the ball with Dougie Luiz. And because Danny Ings was occupying their 2 centre-backs, he was able to get in there and finish nicely. So by boxing the opposition in like this, it really worked an absolute treat. A testament to what Unai Emery did again against Brighton is that instead of playing Danny Ings just like you'd generically think he's going to be like for like with Ollie Watkins, he played to Danny Ings' strengths. He said to Danny Ings, you just go and sit in that little pocket in between those centre-backs. And when that ball comes to you, when that ball drops to you, you're in your prime position to finish it. And it absolutely worked a treat. So when Aston Villa are on the attacks at the minute, we are playing a 4-2-2-2. So when we're attacking, we're looking more like a 4-2-2-2. What that's allowing us to do is, because we've got the double pivot and we're pretty solid at the minute, we're nice and compact at the back. We are playing a high line as well. What that's enabling us to do is Ramsey and John McGinn against Brighton, we're able to get in little pockets of space, and we're enabling ourselves to be direct, fast attacking football on the counter-attack. It's explosive, and that's what we're seeing as well. We're also seeing a 4-1-3-2 at times as well. So when we're transitioning from defence to attack, we're sometimes seeing a 4-1-3-2. And then, like I say, we do play 4-4-2 when we don't have the football. Another little tweak in which we're seeing is that when we're defending a lead, the 4 defenders are getting a little bit more compact together, and we're swapping over and we're playing a 6 at the back. So the 6 at the back enables Cash and Luca Dean to tuck inside and become a little bit tighter. Ramsey and McGinn against Brighton were really occupying out wide here. Now, what that was doing is because we knew Brighton wanted to get the ball out wide, we had 6 in a row, which meant there was nowhere for them to go. So because we were so solid and structured with this formation here, it's sort of like break us down then. And they just absolutely couldn't. John McGinn was absolutely fantastic against Brighton in this position. He was winning free kicks. I felt like he did that. He did that good. I felt like he got man of the match for me because he was crucial to the way that we played. So that's what we're seeing as well. So let's have a little look at some of the slides as well, and we'll be able to sort of mirror what I'm seeing with what we're seeing on the football pitch as well. So if I share the screen here with you now. So these are the average free positions as well for the 3 games that we've played. So you can see that we've got 4 in midfield, we've got 4 at the back, and then we've got 2 up top. This was the United first game. Then we went to United in the Cup, and it was a little bit more compact. Again, 4 in midfield, 4 at the back, 2 up top. And what we've been lacking so far this season is that focal point up top. And here you can see that it's starting to look a little bit asymmetric. So it's heavier on the right-hand side, and then attacking-wise, it's heavier on the left-hand side. Now, if you remember when I did my tactical analysis of Unai Emery, what to expect when he was at Villarreal, this is the system that he played, the asymmetric 4-4-2. So we started to see signs of that against Manchester United. And then against Brighton, it was a little bit asymmetric, but I just feel like positional-wise here, it's probably a little bit off because we might have been attacking a little bit more on just the average position. So I'm guessing you'd have Luiz around here, but again, a little bit more asymmetric. So it's heavier on this side and then heavier on the opposite side. I think what we are going to start to see as well is different systems, different formations each week. So as we saw against Brighton, what he wanted Danny Ings to do was work to Danny Ings' strengths. So he played him in between the 2 centre-backs, occupying that space and working really towards Danny Ings' strengths. And for me as a Villa fan, what I've seen for so long is that we go out week in, week out, and we just play the same way. Same personnel, same formation, nothing changes. And that's not the case with Unai Emery. The substitutions work an absolute treat as well. And in every single game we've had so far, he's used all of his substitutions, which is absolutely massive as well. So if we go back then, and we're having a look at some of the slides. So as you can see on this one, you've got your double pivot through here. So if I can just get that pen on. So you've got your double pivot through here. You've then got your 2 in central midfield, and then you've got your 2 forwards through there. So you've got your 4, 2, 2, 2. And then what this is going to allow us to do is really stretch the opposition back line, but also have willing runners from central midfield through here. And this is the one where Jacob Ramsey got on the end of the cross for his goal. And then you've got obviously Leon Bailey that could possibly get into that area through there as well. So this one is against Brighton. This was when John McGinn was through on goal again. So you've got your Luiz is just out of shot. So Luiz would be in and around there. You've got Kamara who's here. You've got your 2 again, and then you've got your 2 up front. And then this ball has been played in through Buendia, and you've got a willing runner of John McGinn, and that's where he gets the penalty as well. So it's narrow, but it works really, really well. The width is going to come from through here if you've got sort of like Matty Cash, and then Luca Dean would be down there as well. And unlike the Steven Gerrard narrow formation, because we're playing with that double pivot, it allows us to still have the stability of having Kamara and Luiz in this area through here. And then what else is it's making us do is that when one fullback goes forward, the other one doesn't go forward. So then the shape of the defence can shift as well. I'll show you that in a minute. And then here, what we've got here is we've got the 6 at the back, right? So you've got John McGinn, who's covering out wide. You've then got your 4 at the back. So you've got Cash, Konsa, Mings, and then Luca Dean. I mean, look how compact it is. You'd imagine that's where Konsa would be, Mings would be there, and then that's where Cash would be. But because Ashley Young's come on, we've got that 6 at the back, and it just meant that they've got nowhere to go. So it's tactically, it's just really, really good. So let me just show you on this one again what it looks like when we are shifting and playing a little bit more asymmetric then. So if we're playing a little bit more asymmetric, what we're sort of seeing is this sort of shape. So it's looking a little bit more like this, with everybody shifting shape a little bit more central, like around that area there. So when we move the ball and we're heavier around this side, everybody else can just shift around a little bit like that. And then it allows us to move our shape and be a little bit more dynamic. So there's all these little subtle changes in what we're seeing game on game. When he was at Villarreal, what he wanted to do is he played with if this fullback was the one that was more attacking, this one would act as an inside inverted winger, but also act as sort of like the right hand midfielder, and then the player on this side through here would just be a little bit more attacking through there as well. So it just worked really, really well, and it's just exciting to see what he's going to come up with, next, really. But I think for me, looking at the way we want to play as well, and we really want to play out from the back, it's that we really need to have some ball playing centre backs. So if I'm talking about the centre backs that we've been linked with so far, the Hernandez from Real Madrid, he's got a passing accuracy of around top end 90%. That accuracy is what's going to be needed at the minute. It kind of feels a little bit hard in your mouth at times. So we are going to be predominantly playing out from the back quite a lot. So we really need some ball playing centre backs. I think he would be pretty happy with the 2 in the double pivot. Dendoncker played really well as well. I'm not sure that Luiz is going to stick around. Villa fans, I'm really not. So the link of Kessie was really, really good as well. So if Kessie could potentially be Luiz's replacement, I've just got a vibe that Luiz might go if the bid comes in, and I do think he's potentially got a release clause as well. So I think we still need that little bit more presence as well, that little bit of a real dominant central midfielder that's going to really give us that stability, because I think when we're playing that sort of 6 at the back at times, I think we probably need a bigger ball winner in there at times, someone that can really ease the pressure. Because when we're playing in big games, okay, against, say, like Liverpool, United, Chelsea, the teams like that, I think we would be under pressure at times. And I think tactically, we've seen that Emery can go to tough places and just grind and get those results. So at the minute, I think that's what we'd potentially be looking at. I mean, centre backs, if you're talking about, I mean, a Pau Torres partnering Carlos, I think that would be absolutely fantastic. I think as well at times I'm liking what I'm seeing with all the players that we've got at the minute, but obviously you know that Emery's going to want to bring in his own players, and I think maybe one of these might change slightly as well. I think maybe he'll be looking at bringing in some reinforcements for this type of area, and I think maybe when we are having to go 6 at the back at times, when we are really defending these leads, I think it might be time, if we've got a real strong, solid target man up front as well. I'm not talking like a battering ram target man. I'm just talking a proper number 9, like a solid Benteke vibe, prime Benteke, who can really ease that pressure and allow then runners to get in, and then we can sort of break a little bit more. So I think it's really exciting. It's exciting to see how the system's going to develop. But I think for me, so far so good. Another thing that I've noticed as well, which is quite interesting, is that I'd always say that I think Kamara would be the one that would be sitting more in the double pivot. But what we are seeing quite a bit as well is it's actually Louise that sits a little bit more. So I think that's an interesting take on what we're doing as well. But I think they do sort of work hand in hand and work as a team. And when one goes a little bit, then the other one does drop a little bit. But we are predominantly seeing that Louise is the one that's a little bit lower. We saw that when he gave the ball away in the opening minutes against Brighton, that he was the one that was a little bit more in this area. So I think it's really going to be interesting to see how the system develops, how the formation develops, and who actually are going to be the mainstay starters for Aston Villa, because we've played some 3 games of really tough opposition, but I think that they've all played really well. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how we develop and how it moves on. But I hope you've liked this episode. I've just thought I'd just show you some of the observations that I've seen, and then I've just showed you some of the slides of how it's panned out in a game as well, and just something for you to keep an eye on, so you've got that little bit of an understanding of how we're playing and what we're doing as well. So our next video will be our match preview for England v Iran, and then on Monday at about 12:45 we'll go live for our watch along of that game as well. So thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for continuing to watch all of the time. If you can subscribe and you're new, do it. You won't regret it. We create loads of content for you. So up the Villa.